I'm so glad to have you here. You look great. I'm watching you on the monitor. You look years younger.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the times when comedy's original queen of mean bared her fangs and had our jaws on the floor.
We're not going to mention names,
Fair
but
enough.
you shouldn't apply.
Fair enough, thank you.
Number 10. On Kathy Griffin's face. A group of brave souls stood on the dais at the 2009 Comedy Central roast, dedicated to Joan Rivers herself. As is tradition, the guest of honour got her chance to address her roasters individually. Kathy Griffin clearly learned a lot from the comedian's no-holds-barred style.
Our Joan started out in Brooklyn as little Joan Malinsky. You know, my Joni, Jewish girls are supposed to grow up and marry doctors, not support them.
For every shot made, Rivers came back with an all-time great insult. She accused Griffin of stealing everything about her. Well, most things anyway.
You stole my act, you stole my gaze, and you stole the face of the Burger King. I am not happy with this.
Rivers insists Griffin got her distinctive visage from the Burger King mascot himself. It's proof of one thing: you could do battle with Joan Rivers, but you could never defeat her.
I was so nervous for everybody because, you know, you want everybody to be good, but not better than you're going to be.
Number 9. On Jennifer Lawrence's ego. Few classic comedians were as well suited to Twitter's character limit as Joan Rivers. Words were rarely this lethal.
Who do I hate? I don't hate anybody. Who do I want to talk about at the moment?
Oscar winner Jennifer Lawrence slammed Fashion Police, which Rivers hosted, for criticizing celebrities' bodies.
They put values in all the things that are wrong, and that it's okay to just point at people and call them ugly and call them fat, and they call it fun and welcome to the real world.
The co-host refused to take this lying down. She fired back in a series of tweets aimed at Lawrence's hypocrisy, as the actress had been a fan when they were complimentary of her. Referring to Lawrence's famous stumble on the way up to accept her Best Actress Academy Award, Rivers said she must have tripped over her own arrogance. To be fair, Lawrence made some points, but it's a great comeback.
The ones I dislike talking to are the actors, especially when a woman says, I'm an actor.
Number 8. On Swimming with Sharks. Over her several appearances on The View, Joan Rivers always had the hosts on their toes. Her takes were hot, fast, furious, and probably had the ABC censors sweating every second.
She retires, and a week later, David Letterman retires. It's time America knew.
Telling them how she and daughter Melissa went swimming with live sharks, she had a creative, if not so politically correct, way to keep herself from getting eaten. Rivers explains she found the meatiest swimmer in the group and stuck by her.
And I said, I hope you have your period, because does that keep the sharks away?
Anything to draw some potentially hungry sharks away from her. Whoopi Goldberg and company completely lost it, knowing full well they probably shouldn't laugh. Number 7. On Angelina Jolie's smarts. Far be it from us to suggest Joan Rivers was being hyperbolic for the sake of a joke, but sometimes she read as the kind of comic who painted with a broad brush. An example might be her comments about Angelina Jolie.
And they're so... Well, you've had them on the show, and these kind of pretentious, you know what I mean? They believe so much in...
Odds are you don't become as successful in the industry as her without some brains. On Working with Jolie, Rivers expressed some doubts as to her mental faculties.
And now she sits there, Joan, if I could make just one person happy with my charity works, I'll die content. I thought, easy, give Jennifer Aniston back a husband.
She joked that Jolie, upon seeing a wet floor sign, took it as a suggestion. Clever as it is, Rivers' opinion on Jolie seemed to dull over the years. She even admired her bravery in getting a preventative double mastectomy, taking jokes about the star out of her act.
She's wearing a plain dress, and it's high neck, and it's okay, and she still was the most glamorous, amazing, sexy woman. I mean, she walked away with it.
Number 6. On Paris Hilton.
The world got introduced to me from The Simple Life, where I was playing a character
But in real life, I'm not that type of person.
The reality star and all-round Renaissance woman definitely dealt with her fair share of insults back in the 2000s. But Joan Rivers found a pretty unexpected way to comment on hotel heiress Paris Hilton's antics. During a stand-up special live from London, she suggested Hilton's infamous sex tape wasn't even the most disgraceful part of that scandal for her and her family.
The shame of the Hilton family to have your daughter do a porno film in a Marriott hotel.
Yes, the worst part of the whole thing was using a rival hotel as the setting. That might not be entirely true, but Rivers finds a way to skewer the culture and the obnoxiously wealthy all in one incredibly vulgar, absurd joke.
Allegedly! I'm so scared to say anything. This whole act should be called Allegedly.
Number 5. On Gwyneth Paltrow. For someone who could crack a joke about any lifestyle choice, someone who made her lifestyle choices an entire brand is a prime target for a Joan Rivers skewering.
Just don't be so damn thrilled with yourself.
Yes.
You know, we all work very hard.
Yes.
In our business, and we're all very lucky.
She takes herself very seriously.
All
right, I know what it meant.
Gwyneth Paltrow found herself on the other end of several of the comedian's barbs. Paltrow got her digs in too, citing Rivers as an example of why she wouldn't get plastic surgery. But Paltrow's conscious uncoupling from longtime husband Chris Martin was never going to escape comment.
Is she here? She'll be standing because she can't sit down because she got to stick up her rear end. She's so pretentious. You know, the only normal thing she ever did was get divorced, and even that she has to call it uncoupling. Right. Not my favorite person.
During a guest spot on Wendy Williams' show, Rivers took a shot at both Paltrow's diet and her marriage with one cutting, crass remark. When you leave Wendy Williams speechless, you know you're an elite-level shade monster.
I'm a vegan. I won't eat anything with eyes. That's why your husband left you. I mean, it's like...
Number 4. On Celebrity Apprentice. This shady moment comes with an assist from Joan Rivers' daughter, Melissa. The mother-daughter pair wanted to bring their family brand of wit, fashion and philanthropy to Season 8 of The Celebrity Apprentice. When host Donald Trump fires Melissa, it became an all-out war.
It's mother and daughter, you know, you can't break that bond.
43-year career. I don't work with scum.
Poker pro Annie Duke and Playboy bunny Brandy Roderick got an earful from both on Melissa's way out. Joan targeted Duke, especially going after her entire profession.
I met your people in Vegas for 40 years. None of them have last names. None of them. They have cash fulls of... You're a poker player. A poker player. That's awesome. Beyond white trash. Poker?
Despite her vulgarity, Rivers usually presents a polished, consistent image. This is her at her most raw and angry. While she's less funny, she's just as biting.
You are a piece of and you're a stupid blonde. That's simple.
Number 3. With Betty White. She may be the sweetest Golden Girl, but Betty White could give it as much as she got it. That's no more evident than in her interactions with Joan Rivers.
Just another simple dress, Betty.
Oh, well, I would like to say you look lovely, but unfortunately...
You can't see probably that far.
Guesting on one of Rivers' many nights, subbing in for Johnny Carson on The Tonight Show, the two go at it from the start, trading some of the meanest jabs with the biggest smiles. It's clear these two love and have so much respect for each other. No one else would be this nasty if they didn't really know one another.
I meant to see that you stopped by the Arco station. It's not often they let you in there without a car.
You were there in the restroom, but I didn't bother.
Oh, but I finished my writing on the walls.
Surprisingly, Rivers is a generous host. White gets way more digs in than she does.
So then I have to walk into the light for the first time in front of the brass. And they said, yeah.
They know me too.
They all do.
Number 2. On Mila Kunis.
Who would have thought that was going to happen? Yeah, it's crazy.
In a prime example of her gift for the one-liner, Joan Rivers had a whopper of a pun ready for this red carpet look. During an episode of Fashion Police covering Oscar looks, the co-host noticed just how sheer Mila Kunis' gown was for the event. In fact, it was so revealing that Rivers dropped a well-calibrated, nearly X-rated play on the actress's name.
I think it was gorgeous, and it was so sheer you could almost see Mila's Kunis.
Co-host Juliana Rancic was actually inconsolable, nearly having to excuse herself from the set. Strangely, despite the vulgarity of it, this might be one of her more good-natured jokes at a celebrity's expense.
That's gonna be my new word now.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. On Joan Travolta. In her characteristically dishy episode of Watch What Happens Live, Joan Rivers did not disappoint. Andy Cohen asked her a leading question about which gay man she would have hooked up with if she were a gay man, and Rivers had her answer locked and loaded.
Current or past?
I think anything.
John Travolta. No question.
Both Andy Cohen and fellow guest Rashida Jones look like they're trying to hide their faces so no one knows they're laughing. It also takes her a very long moment to begrudgingly modify her statement.
If he were gay.
After nearly 60 years in the business, Joan Rivers knew exactly how to toe the line between getting a laugh and getting slapped with a slander lawsuit.
I'm too outrageous.
Really?
And I don't play the game,
Right.
and I say what I think. You know that.
Right.
And I must have insulted everybody at one point.
Did your favourite Joan Rivers moment make the list? Tell us in the comments.
To me, are you happy? Get ready, I may surprise you.